we are privileged to organize the Break the Silence campaign, an initiative aligned with the Nashnut Bharat Abhiyan aimed to raise awareness on mental health and drug abuse. Today's event serves as a vital platform for education and awareness, and we hope it will be both insightful and impactful for everyone involved here.
Does anyone here knows what's the theme for this year's World Mental Health Day? Anyone? Yes or no? Okay, mixed reaction. It's prioritizing mental health at workplaces. So today's seminar on mental health would be not only beneficial for the students, for the youth, but also for the faculties, for the deans, for our officers here. Yeah. First of all, let me begin with what is mental health? Does anyone have any short answer for what is mental health? Or do you know what is mental health? Mental health is the overall well-being of our psychological, our emotional, and our social health. So when I say psychological, it means our mind. When I say emotional, it means how we perceive things, how we take in things, how we process things, our emotions, everything of that. And then when I say social health is the relationship you have with other people around you. Be it your parents, be it your friends, be it your siblings, anyone. That's the social health. A healthy person with good mental health would have a balance in all the three areas. So that is the very short definition of mental health. Okay, stress. Anyone here does not face stress? Or people here, do you all feel stressed, or do you all face stress on daily basis? Yes, we do. And stress is a good thing, you know? It can make us perform better. It can help us push ourselves more. And facing stress on a daily basis is quite normal. However, when we are not able to overcome those stresses, when it becomes a barrier in our day-to-day life, when it affects how we think, how we behave, how we associate with people, that stress can be a bad thing. That can build up and can lead to, weak or bad mental health. When I say bad mental health, it means that you are not able to perform day-to-day tasks and stuff. I had a friend who has been suffering from depression, anxiety, substance abuse disorder, eating disorder. Those are very common among the youth especially. And just like that, I also had a friend, and he said that when he hits the lowest point during his depression phases, he is not even able to do the bare minimum things like you take bath. He's not able to do that. It's like he has lost all interest in everything, and then he does not have the energy at all. And people often term that as laziness. That is also one misconception about mental health. We often term people who are suffering mentally, we term them as lazy people, right? So how does mental illnesses, be it just the starting, or be it in severe cases, how does this start? Mental health issues, they start from basically three areas. First would be genetics. You all might have known what is genetics. We all have studied what is genetics. It's something you pass down from generations to generation. Something your grandfather, your mother, your father has passed down to you, and you will to your children and your grandchildren. Those genetics. So it says that when the family has a case of substance use disorder or some mental illnesses, it's likely that the coming generation would also inherit those traits. Not 100%, but it's likely. Then comes abuse and traumas. Abuse and traumas, it can come from, different ways. Verbal abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, those stuff, bullying. Those things, they really affect us. Our health, our emotional health, our mental health. And even though we think that we have forgotten about the past, we have forgotten about, what has happened to us in the past, our mind, it still remembers. Our brain, it has a subconscious area, it keeps everything there. Even though you think that you have forgotten, it's still there, and that can resurface in the future if you have come across similar incidents. It can trigger. And then comes your environmental factors, the family you grow up in, the neighborhood you live in, the friends you have. If it's not supportive, your mental health, your self-esteem gets weaker. And if it's a supportive environment, if it's a loving family, you are likely to experience good mental health. Okay, prevalence. It is said that around 13 to 17% of the total population, of our total population, goes through mental health issues, like the common ones, once in their lifetime. That's really high, don't you think? That's really high. And depression, anxiety, substance abuse disorder. It can include drug use, alcohol. Those, and eating disorder, those are very common among the youths. But if it's that common, if it's, everyone experiences it, then why is it not talked about in our society? That's the question. It's because of the stigmas. You know what are stigmas? Those are negative connotations related to certain words. It's because of the stigmas. When we say that we are suffering, we are going through, maybe depression, we are going through depression, people around you who are not well educated in this matter might say, "Itu madu pagla hos." Because mental literally means pagla, our language. So, stigmas. On stigma, I would like to share one more experience. I have someone, my relative, who has been suffering from depression and chronic depression and generalized anxiety disorder and clinical depression. It's been maybe 3 years, 2 to 3 years. And in the start, when that person was suffering so much, I asked, why don't you just get, you can go and get medical help, you can go and get professional help. So it seems that person told their family, and what did the family say? They took, the neighbors, they brought some, people to pray for her, and they did. Prayer and spiritual guidance is very important in recovery, but then this was another case, this was the bad side of the situation. So they did pray for her, and then what did they say? It's because she lacks faith. She is suffering those because she lacks faith. When we have someone who has cancer, someone who is getting treatment for cancer, we sympathize with them. We go give fruits. We send words of encouragement. We empathize, and we take care of that person. But when it comes to people suffering from depression, that is also a disease, right? Cancer might be a physical illness, might be a physical disease, but depression, anxiety, those are mental diseases. It's the same, it's just that we cannot see depression or we cannot see anxiety. We do that with people who suffer from physical illnesses, but with mental, there's no encouragement. little to no. But I'm happy that our society is also moving forward, understanding, and they are also eager to understand matters on these cases. So to break the stigma, what do we have to do? We have to break the silence. That is our theme for the project, breaking the silence. Since conversation about mental health and substance abuse especially is so not talked about, it's so hidden, it's so kept under the rug, we are not able to learn about it also, and we are not able to hear stories about it also. That is why it becomes more stigmatized. That is why it becomes more unheard of. To normalize it, we must talk about it. We must break the silence. If you are someone who is suffering from that, you must speak about it. Share your experience. Share your recovery story with the people. And if you know someone who is suffering from that, you must help them to break the silence. Ask them to reach out for professional help. Even though you cannot give advices or stuff, listen to them, what they're struggling from. And then the best way to get better is always professional help. In our society, we hear a lot of, students that say like, who is just sad or going through a phase, we say that I'm going through depression. But there is also, this thing also adds to the stigma, because self-diagnosis is very harmful, not only to yourself, but to the people. You can go to Google and then you can search symptoms of depression, symptoms of anxiety, and then you can see like, there will be a list of symptoms that will be coming up to your screen, and then you can check, okay, I have depression. That's self-diagnosis. It's very harmful. The only way you can know your state, you can know what you are suffering from, is through professional help. And district hospitals, state hospitals, they provide free professional mental health care. You can always avail those. There is psychiatric care, there is psychological care, and then there's social care. You can always avail those and encourage other people around you to also avail those. Alright, one experience from my side where I was also wrong. As a psychology student, I just graduated recently. I was studying in Petro College, and I think it was in my second year of bachelor's. I had to do an internship. I went to Kripa Foundation and I did my internship in Rehabilitation Center and Drop-in Center. Before going there, most people who are suffering and who are fighting against substance abuse, they are there, right? So I thought, how hard can it be for someone to overcome, substance use disorder? How hard can it be for someone to give up alcohol? Like, if you are just strong enough, if you just have the willpower in you, you would be able to do it. Like, in a snap of a finger, you can do it, right? That was my thinking. But what I realized and what I've learned, out of many things, this was one thing that stood out for me, and then this was one thing that corrected me, is that when a person suffers from alcohol dependency or drug use, their brain also gets chemically wired to that substance. So that substance becomes the oxygen. Like for us, we cannot live without oxygen, right? For them, that alcohol or drug, it becomes the oxygen they breathe. So it gets chemically wired, and they have to go through therapy, they have to go through so many things in order for them to overcome that. That was one thing I've learned. And I also thought, if someone like me who literally studies this field, who studies the human behavior, who studies human mind, have such misconception about it, have such wrong idea about it, then obviously the people around me who are not studying this or who have little to no education, will obviously have those misconceptions again. So how to break it? How to come out of the misconception? The only way is to educate yourself. Educate yourself about these matters. You can learn so many things on your phone. Educate yourself. Then participate. Participate in such occasions like today. It's World Mental Health Day, and also our projects, awareness campaign on mental health and substance abuse. You can participate here. That's what you are doing. Educate, participate, then we will eliminate. Only when we are well educated enough, we can break those misconceptions around us. So whatever you have learned here today, whatever you will be learning here today, I want you all to spread it out to the people around you. Go home, tell your parents, go to church, tell your friends, or you can also share to your colleagues who are not here. That's how we will break the stigma. That's how we will come over those misconceptions that are existing in our society. And we will not pass down these generational traumas that has been settling in our generation. That we will be able to live a happier, more inclusive, more peaceful, more contented life, and our children, our coming generations will be able to do so. So, seeking therapy, as I already said, seeking therapy should not be considered as a sign of weakness, but as a sign of strength. Seeking therapy should never be considered as a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. Okay, all I have talked about are the stigmas, and then are the mental illnesses, the statistics of the world, everything. Now I'll tell you how to follow some few steps to maintain a good mental health. It might be very basic, but if you follow it, I'm sure it will help you in some ways. First one, we spend too much time in our mind and too less time in reality. We overthink. That is something that affects all of us. It affects me, it affects you, your parents, everyone. We need to spend more time, we need to live in the moment instead of spending more time in our minds. That's one way. And then meditation and prayer. I'm sure almost all of us do that. Meditation and prayer can be very calming to your mind, to your body, and to your soul. And then, most important, my life has somewhat really changed after following this. Stop negative thoughts. Before coming here, has anyone looked in the mirror and said, I don't look that good today, my hair is not the way I want it to be? I'm sure we have. We do that unknowingly also. Those negative thoughts really stays in our mind. Our thoughts can manifest into actions can manifest into reality. We must start positive talk with ourselves. Appreciate yourself for the little things you have done and for the big things that you'll be doing later. It's okay to, love yourself. It's not cringe. It's not cringe to do that. Stop negative talk and start positive talk with yourself. That's one way. Balanced diet is also one way. I think we eat too much junk foods. And there's this thing called mens sana and corpore sano. It's Latin, I believe. It says healthy mind, healthy body. And those are related. Healthy mind and healthy body, those are related. If your body is healthy, your mind will also refresh. It will also become healthy. If your mind, it relates. That is why eat a balanced diet. Have good food, and then at the end, whenever you are feeling overwhelmed or you cannot take some pressure, maybe assignments or maybe exam pressure. As a student, we all face those, and as teachers and lecturers and faculty members, so they will be facing those when the workload gets too high, gets too much. We should talk it out. Whenever we are overwhelmed, we should talk it out. And in some cases, you might not have time, you might not have someone you can share it to. You can always write it down. We can always journal it. And when I say journaling, I don't mean that you write pretty poetry or pretty words. Not everyone is blessed with those. I love reading, but I cannot write at all. That's the thing. So whenever I get overwhelmed and I cannot put down words also, I cannot come up with one word also to write it down there, because it gets so messy up here, right? You can just jot everything, you can just draw, or anything that comes to your mind, you can just do that. You can just pour it down on the paper. And I assure you that you will feel instantly relieved, a little relieved. And have hobbies, which will make you happy. Hobbies are very important. When you have free time, don't always be on your phone, but do something. When you do things you love, you become happier automatically. It rejuvenates your mind. It refreshes your mind. That's the thing. Okay, I've been talking for a little while now. Would you do an activity with me? Would you do an activity with me? Yes. Alright, I will say some sentences and you repeat after me, alright? Mental illness is not a choice.
Mental illness is not a choice.
Mental illness is not laziness.
Mental illness is not laziness.
Mental illness is not attention seeking.
Mental illness is not attention seeking.
Mental illness is not funny or a joke.
Mental illness is not funny or a joke.
Mental illness is not just a phase.
Mental illness is not just a phase.
Mental illness is not the same for everyone.
Mental illness is not the same for everyone.
Mental illness is not less important than other illnesses.
Mental illness is not less important than other illnesses.
Thank you. And whatever you have, as I already mentioned, whatever you will be learning and whatever you have learned till now, I want you all to spread it out to the people around you, so that we, as youths of the society, we would be able to create those ripples that will eventually lead to creating a big wave that will wash away all the stigmas, the discrimination, the hatred, and the misconceptions that are prevailing in our society. Would you do that?
Yes.
And together, let's break the silence. Thank you.
Happy to be back here in Patkai. Good morning, Patkai!
Good morning.
Well, it feels wonderful to be back in the family. And today being a very special day for me, I think, God is really here with us in this special occasion, and I really want to thank everyone for being here today. Well, first of all, I'm overwhelmed by the welcome and the performances. We are here today visiting districts across Nagaland, and this is our final campaign, our final program here in Patkai. And today we're talking on substance abuses and mental health abuses, which is really, really crucial in our youth today. And I'm pretty sure being in the Patkai family, it's a huge campus, a huge family, a mixture of everything. And being the youth, and we're having that power to be able to change the society, it's really beautiful. And with all those experiences that we could get from visiting different districts, it was such an inspiration for us to take it from the people also. I think that it's beautiful that we all come together for a social cause, and substance abuses and mental health abuses, which is really crucial out here. I think it's really important to talk about it. I have learned that there are around almost 16 crore people affected with substance abuses, and the highest rate around the northeast is the Assam. So in Assam, there are around 7 lakhs people who are into substance abuses, and every substance abuses, everything that is related to substance that people take it is all correlated to mental health issues. And today, the thing, breaking the silence, means to talk about it, to speak up about yourself, about mental health issues, about substance abuses. And substance abuses can be only cured if avoided. And by substance abuse, I mean drugs, alcohol, and all those things that the people are taking, depending on those things to make themselves happy, thinking that that will make them feel relaxed, and that's the misconceptions that have been going on, and mostly to do of mental health. When someone is going through something, people tend to take substance abuses, and I think that we don't really talk about mental health issues, and as development comes every year, people and the youth are coming together to speak up on these things that we don't usually speak up, and the youth has more knowledge on substances that are being taken every now and then, and I think that I've also personally come across substances that is affecting the social well-being of the society. And being one of the alumni of the Patkai College, I think that the student body, the student out here is really strong, and being in this family, I think it's really good that we have a huge number of students and we can reach out to so many people. And mental health being one of the most important thing, I think we really need to talk about it and spread more awareness about it. Well, when I have to talk about substances, it's a mixture of everything. It comes under the local word that we use is ganja, which is very popular amongst the student, and it is known as cannabis in the English form, and this is really common among the student, among the youth, and that being a substance that is being really common and used by the students, I think that we should really start saying no to these things, because I have seen, as Miss Nagaland, we get to visit a lot of places, a lot of rehabs, a lot of people who go through these things, and we get to reach out people, and I've seen how people go through, how people suffer once they start taking this, once they start get addicted to those stuff. And today, being a very special day, a day that we should never forget, is about the awareness on this particular thing, on mental health and substance abuse. And I have witnessed so many people struggling to say no to drugs, to say no to substance abuse. My late father was also an alumni in Patkai College, and I lost him through alcohol addiction, which he was diagnosed with an infection, pancreatic infection, and I think that taking that as a testimony for me to reach out to people is truly inspiring. But after witnessing everything from your own eyes, everything from your own mouth, and after witnessing on your own, I think it's really impactful that we really strive to reach out to people as much as we can. And as young educated students and as young educated individuals, youths who are here today, I think we really need to talk about this. We really need to educate one another, and we have more knowledge than our parents. We have more knowledge on this. Because this is a present issue in our generation, and we have more knowledge on this. And the most important thing about issues is that when you personally feel them, when you personally come across that, you get to know it better. And I have personally experienced and seen what it's like to be addicted, what it's like to feel unseen and unheard. And it's okay to feel judged, it's okay to feel not confident about yourself, And I think that each one of us here, present here, goes through mental health problems, but we don't really talk about it, thinking that it is the slightest problem that is, bothering us. But when we think too much, we tend to think more about it, and that's how people force themselves to take substance abuse, and mostly due to peer pressure, which is pressure by our friends, influenced by our classmates, influenced by our friends who are with us. And it's really important to say no to these things. And I wouldn't take much of the time, but I would also like to say some few words on our past experiences in the other district. We have met a lot of students, a lot of youths, and especially focusing on the students. We have learned from them. At the same time, they have learned from us. Being the ambassador of the youth today, I think that we we find a lot of challenges in our life, because every year, the year gets challenging for us to tackle, and every day the world is getting more dangerous for us. And to be bold enough to fight those things, I think that we really need to come together very strong and talk about these things. And right now, as we come here today for this campaign on this, and this will be our final campaign for the overall districts, and I think that it's really important to spread out the message that we share here today. I can see a lot of people that I know here, and it feels like I'm back home. Like the saying goes, the home is where your heart holds, and my heart is completely in Patkai. And I really think that all of the people present here today will really spread out this message on substance abuses, on mental health crisis that the youths are facing today. Maybe because of the generation gap, we could not communicate with one another, but it is our duty as young youths to reach out to people, to talk about things that our forefathers never talked about, to talk about things that we are struggling right now. And there are suicide cases every year. Around 7 lakh suicide cases has been reported for this year. And there was an incident here at Patkai when I was pursuing my higher secondary here in the class 11. That was 2 to 3 years back. And there was a case where a guy from the boys' hostel committed suicide. And since I was a hosteler, the whole girls' hostel was like, scared to death and stuff like that. So I think when it comes to hostelers, I think there are people who comes from very far away places. You stay there and you mingle with friends. And there are times when, as a student, I think I really understand how pressure comes from family, from studies, and we tend to give up on our lives. And I think that there are lots of cases here where student goes into depression and stuff, and I think we really need to talk about it. Maybe not now, but from tomorrow onwards, we should start bringing a change in the society and start talking about these things and standing tall and being bold enough to say no. I have drug and mental health. It all comes together if we think about it. As human beings, we depend on things which we feel happy, which we feel comfortable. As our Sir Ratan Tata has said, we feel comfortable in more than branded clothes, we feel comfortable in pajamas. More than driving a luxurious car, we like to walk and talk about our life. We're comfortable in the simplest thing, and that's what we are comfortable in, the things that make us happy. And I think that it completely relates to drug abuse and taking substances. I have witnessed that everyone who's struggling with drug addiction, they want to feel loved. I think the society has pictured them in such a way that they are monsters to the society. I've had an uncle who was addicted to drug, and I was really scared to meet him. But one fine day when he was not taking drug, he was completely fresh, I talked to him and he started crying out of nowhere. And I was too young to understand about drug addiction. And I think that if we really talk to those people who are struggling with mental health, struggling with substance abuse. We should really talk to them and respect them at the same time. Because as human beings, we all like to be treated respectfully. And we all have an ego into ourselves. So I think that people who are taking drugs, people who are taking substances, I think that we should really need to talk to them, respect them. Also, as young educated students and youth here today, I think we really need to talk to these people and motivate them to overcome the things that they should be overcoming. Because of drug addiction and mental health cases, the whole society gets corrupted. The whole system gets corrupted because of it, and we really need to talk about it. It's never too late to talk about it. Behind, a journey to 1,000 miles starts with a step, and it needs to start changing from your own school, from your own home. Like, it starts from home, so you have to start changing from within yourself, and then doing it publicly. So, be the change that you want to see in the world. Like the saying goes, be the change that you want to see in the world. So we have to be the change. We have to come back stronger. We have to be stronger as young youths and feel the power that we have. I mean, look, when we look at two of our hands, I think it looks really plain. We just look ordinary at the same time. But I think, I'm grateful to have this platform to be able to reach out so many people, and it's beautiful that we can reach out. And you don't have to be someone, you don't have to be a public figure to reach out someone. You can start from today, and you can start to change, to bring a social change in your society, in your campus. And Patkai being one of the first platform for you to stand up, I think it's really a great opportunity for us to speak up, for us to talk about things. And I'd like to conclude my speech from here, and I'd like to, before I leave, I'd like to say some few words. First of all, I'd like to say that to all my brothers and sisters, my faculty members, my teachers who are here today, let's raise our voice, let's break the silence. Though this campaign ends today, let's not forget what we learned today. Let's talk about it more. Let's come together as a youth, as responsible citizens in our society. I was also it was just 2 years back that I was standing here today doing Sinspiration in my higher secondary uniform, and being back in this place and coming back stronger, coming back with a purpose. I think it's beautiful, and we all need to have our purposes in life. We all need to think about something that we can bring a change in the society. I know it sounds really fake sometimes, in a very straight way. I think that it sounds really fake sometimes when we have to talk about change, positive change, and all of this. But in the real world, it's different to bring change. Just going and preaching to a bunch of students does not happen just that way. I mean, it's a lot of effort. So that's why, to all my dear brothers and sisters here today, I'd like to request all of you to do great in your life and to bring a change and talk about more on mental health and drug abuse. And thank you so much, everyone. It's been an honor, and I'm grateful to each one of you. Thank you.
Kinikase. Kinikase. Kinikase Patkai. I love to Josh. Respected Major General Manish Kumar Sinamiro, Inspector General, Assam Rifle, Brigadier Shiva Kant Shukla, 6th Sector Commander, Colonel Ulas Badoni, Commanding Officer, 43 AR, Principal, Dean, students, and all the faculties of PCC, and our beloved friends, including all the distinguished dignitaries present here today. It is truly an honor for me to be standing here in front of you all under the same roof. Today, we mark the end of our remarkable chapter as we celebrate the culmination of this humble yet meaningful and impactful journey. Firstly, I would love to give all the glory and honor to our God. Because what a blessing it is to travel all far and wide and yet return home back safe and sound. So I thank God for His guidance throughout. I now thank the Assam Rifles for their unwavering support, for your instrumental role in our progress. You made our vision came into reality. And thank you very much for empowering us to reach this new remarkable heights. In pageantry, we do humanitarian work, and we call it as Beauty with a Purpose project. So this is also a Beauty with a Purpose project. Since the day of my reading, I really wanted to talk about substance abuse. And just like me, my friend, we were very passionate to talk about substance abuse and mental health. And thus we are here today again, finally, concluding all the places that we have been. Last year, we embarked on a mega campaign traversing 6 districts in Nagaland and beyond, addressing the critical issue that is substance abuse. And I met some of the students from Patkai as well in Tata College, where I was speaking about this substance abuse. I'm not sure if they are here today, but some of them might have participated again before, so really happy to see the performances. So yeah, last year we embarked on a mega campaign, and my gosh, the overwhelming positive feedback that I received from the individuals and from the elders has been truly encouraging. So building on to that success, this year we have come up with a greater team. We refined our approaches, and with bolder ideas, we have come up with the title here, as you can see, Breaking the Silence, where we touch both the mental health and substance abuse. So, why did we choose this title, Breaking the Silence? Because the conversation about substance abuse and mental health is so stigmatized in our society. And thus we have chosen this so that we encourage an open conversation about these two very topics, which is very need of the hour. This campaign is very close to our heart, and we aim to instill the awareness. We target the students like you all, so that we can instill the awareness of the dangers about the substance abuse and mental health, to encourage them, to encourage you all so that you can make an informed choices. Well, the very campaign that we initially started to make a profound impact on as many lives as possible, we needed the people of Nagaland and beyond. We needed you all, we needed your prayer, and we needed your blessing. And today, I am very grateful. With grateful hearts, I want to thank everyone present here and everyone who have been a part of our campaign in all the districts, in other places that we have been. I want to thank each and everyone for being a part of this campaign. Well, this very campaign, I give all the glory to God and our supporting team. I want to thank our supporting team, the Social Welfare Department, and of course our core team members of Egg Care, Trust and Support, for being the instrumental role in our progress. And how can I not mention again our Inspector General, Major General Manish Kumar Sena Middle, I'd like to acknowledge the invaluable contributions of Colonel Tarun Rana, 13 AR, Mount Olive College, Kohima, Charlie Hill, Kohima, Colonel Rohit Jarkar, 45 AR, GNV Futsero, AR Auditorium, Woka, Colonel Vivek Tripathi, Sina Middle, 11 AR, Zinaboto Council Hall, and Arunachal University of Studies, Namsai, Colonel Rahul Guru, KC 12 AR, Mukukchun, Colonel Santosh Chandrawat, Sina Middle 27 AR, Mon Town Hall, Colonel Viplov, 23 AR, Digboy Mahila, Mahavidyalaya, Arunachal Pradesh. Our Breaking the Silence has concluded very successfully. We have covered 7 districts in Nagaland and 2 more outside Nagaland in Arunachal Pradesh and Manipur. So for all the places that we have been, it has been successful with all of the supports together. So I want to thank for this. Well, today I will not talk much about substance abuse because I'm here to talk about the covering about the campaigns that we have been. However, it may take 1 more day, so I don't mind if you invite me again. Anyway, there's just one advice that I would like to give you all is to please remember that when your courage is tested, when you are tempted, no one ever has the right to shatter your dreams. No one ever has the right to destroy your life. You cannot blame your friends or you cannot blame your peer pressure when you are into the consequences that you yourself have been through, because you are the master of your own. Remember that you are the master of your own. So you have to have this strong self-esteem to overcome anything that may come on your way regarding the substance abuse and mental health that my 2 friends have talked about it. So there is a very, very big, wonderful waiting for you all, and it belongs to you. It's very exciting, very stimulating, and very rewarding. So just remember that you are the future, the beacon of hope, and the harbinger of process that the society needs. Nagaland needs you, our country needs you, and the world needs you. So remember to live your life as you want it, of course, but to know that you are the master of your own. So make an informed choices of whatever choices you make in your life, because only then we can together break the silence. I have a pledge under Nashamuk Bharat Abhiyan, so I want everyone to stand on your feet. And stretch your right arm. This is the pledge under Nashamuk Bharat Abhiyan. Today we are united to take a pledge under the Nashamuk Bharat Abhiyan to make not only our community, family, friends, but also ourselves drug-free. Because changes starts from within. So pledge together to make India drug-free. I pledge that I will take all efforts in my capability to make India drug-free. Thank you very much. Together. let us break the silence and foster a supportive community that promotes well-being and hope. Together, let's break the silence. We can break the silence, and we will break the silence. Thank you very much.
Generational gap. You saw these wonderful ladies on the digital platform. I'm still with my black and white. So first of all, let's break the silence to hear for these three wonderful women of substance. Let's hear it, kids. They actually lend a different dimension to this word substance, right? And let's break the silence once more for yourselves. You've been so absolutely energetic and full of life. Let's hear it for yourselves. You know, the oldies like me, it's for very selfish reasons that we come to colleges like you, so that, you know, we also get rejuvenated seeing your energy. So thank you for that. Respected elders, I'm sure there will be at least one or two who would be elder to me. Distinguished guests, Mr. Peru, the principal, faculty and staff of this very proud Patkai Christian College, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm good afternoon, and I bring very warm greetings to you all from the Assam Rifles fraternity. You know, ever since we embarked on this edition of Breaking the Silence campaign on 12th of August from Kohima, these three beautiful queens with beautiful hearts and minds have directly touched more than 6,000 to 7,000 equally vibrant hearts and minds across many districts of Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, and even one in Assam. Highlighting this inescapable and yet very urgent need to recognize, acknowledge, and fight the malaise of substance abuse and bring mental health awareness. And it's only apt that we have gathered today on the 10th of October, which also marks the World Mental Health Day. It's our privilege indeed to be here with you all today as we mark the culmination of a drive that we hope will soon have positive manifestation on ground before we reinforce it with subsequent thrusts. We, the Assam Rifles, on our part, reaffirm our unwavering commitment to this very noble mission that resounds deeply with our shared responsibility to ensure mental and physical well-being of our people. For the information of this gathering, let me bring out to you that the Assam Rifles have seized drugs worth over 4,000 crores in only the last 3 years. And we all know if these had not been seized, where would have they found their place? And this is only what the Assam Rifles has done. If you add to this what the Nagaland police is doing, the figures are much higher, and it's only goes on to reinforce our commitment to your well-being. While the challenges we confront may seem daunting, they are not beyond our collective strength. Today, your presence testifies to the fact that unity is our greatest asset in this fight. This mission is beyond the capability of any one single organization or individual. It requires the dedication of every member of the society, united in resolve. No gainsaying that the elders, youth, together have an immense role to take this forward, since no one can appreciate better the devastating impact of this social evil on individuals, families, societies, indeed our nation as a whole. I wish to acknowledge the crucial role played by the ACTS for providing this bedrock upon which a strong, robust edifice of societal prosperity is bound to sustain. I would also like to commend Miss Nagaland Hikali Achumi, Neiketuno Sechü, and Miss Northeast Kenei Ritse, Mr. Imra Yaden, an artist of ever-growing stature, and the Department of Social Welfare, who have chosen to lead with example. Your involvement in this campaign is inspiring, and I'm certain that your influence will galvanize others to join this cause that runs through the very fiber of our collective being. I would also like to extend my gratitude to the local Gaon Budas, all the districts that these three young women have been. It's been their support that has helped us gather the kind of crowd that we have. So without their support, without their belief in this cause, this wouldn't have been possible. The students, the participants of the Tetso Motorcycle Club, which we are soon going to flag off, your support sends a very powerful message that this community is ready to act, engage, and overcome. A special mention of and indebtedness to is also owed to the Patkai Christian College for providing this platform from where we are sanguine this strong appeal shall travel far and wide. As friends of the Northeast, the Assam Rifles have always stood by the people of Nagaland, not just in ensuring security, but in supporting initiatives that impact the health and future of our people. Our commitment to this region goes beyond our military duties. We are here to walk this path with you, offering our full support in this fight against drug abuse and the stigma surrounding mental health. Together, we will confront these challenges head on. And ladies and gentlemen, together, we shall prevail. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
It's just who, Shepherd, who, she, who, just who, put up with two giants' toys, screaming curses to the Lord. I walked down the hill alone, with a pocket full of real estate. Hold the feeling still, couldn't sleep. This what I had this morning. Say on my own, I'm weak, but my God lies for me. Someone came and shut their doors. They couldn't find his touch on me. It felt like a fell when the morning came and shook them all. My God, fights for I stumbled into the room with a master in my words. I could feel the judging eyes as I knelt before the quiet. I put my all upon his feet. I didn't care what saw me weeping. I gave him all I had that day, and he should have sent me on my way. But instead he lifted up my hand, 'cause my God fights for me. He's my shield, he's my sword, the victory is the Lord. He's my shield, he's my sword, the victory is the Lord. So what's your story here today? What's the giant
trapped in your head? Are you trapped and can't get out of it? Or are you staring down a lion's mouth? Can you stand before the Lord? Or do you need the hit of God? It don't matter what you've done, cause the battle is already won. So lift your voice with me and sing that my God fights for me. Oh, yeah. So lift your voice in victory that my God fights for
Well, the Sentinels of the Northeast, the Assam Rifles, thank you so much for having me. I take this as a very great privilege. This being an awareness event, I'll be performing one of my originals, which I wrote in the year 2021. The song talks about the share of my struggle when I was like growing up. Of course, I have never been into this. There were never mental issues. I was never into substances, although I had my share of struggle. So I believe all of you can, relate to this and, resonate with me. This is never stop believing. Excuse me. Tell me one thing very honestly. Have you been through heartbreaks, breakups? Like, so many people, so many opinions, experiences. But in my personal opinion, my experience, I say breakups and all, the failures and all, it runs so from strength and kuridena. And then we have the tendency not, letting off go the past, the things that we acquire in our own personal lives. Purna saman khan chayu na pai na thina, nutun ayu na pai dura. So, I mean, goodbyes are not always bad. This opens to another, so many more opportunities in AI class. So, this is goodbye.
Don't tell me you care, cause I'm moving on. Is there anything you wanna say? It's too late now. I don't want you back, so stop shedding fat teardrops. And even if you get down on your knees, babe, I swear I'll never be the same old guy. So darling, time to say goodbye to you. Stay now. I'm sure sooner or later you will find me in another person. Baby, I'll be younger. Goodbye, my love. Goodbye to you. Goodbye, my love. Goodbye to tell me you're sorry. Don't tell me you need it. I know it's another lie. Had a lot of reasons to leave, but I chose to stay. Loved you truly all my life, but you chose to stay. And even if you get down on your knees, babe, I swear I'll never be the same old guy. So darling, time to say goodbye to you. Once the brightest star has faded now, I'm sure sooner or later you will find me in another but I'll just be fine. I hope you find someone who's better than me. As I say goodbye, goodbye to you, my love. So darling, time to say goodbye to you. Once the guiding star has faded out, I'm sure sooner or later you will find me in another version. Goodbye, love. Goodbye to you. Goodbye, love. Goodbye to you. I hope you find the right one, but you could never be mine, 'cause I'm in a better position now. So this is my last goodbye. Thank you so much.